The Day the Iguana Came to the Door by Elizabeth Cannon Guy. I'm not afraid. I've never fainted before. But the day the iguana came to my door, I trembled and shook. I was scared and surprised. He had a long tail and dark beady eyes. There were knife-like spines up and down his back, and his skin resembled a burlap sack. Well, I almost screamed, but I caught myself when I noted this lizard was perfectly dressed. He wore a suit and carried a cane, and he seemed so refined that I couldn't refrain from being embarrassed at my disdain. So without a thought of repercussions, I invited him in for tea and discussions. After all, I reasoned, I cannot forget social decorum and etiquette. As he crossed the threshold, I realized that this creature was actually civilized. He moved with ease and elegance, and possessed an air of intelligence. "Come in," I said, "and have a seat." He crawled on the chair and began to speak. "Madam," he said, "my name is Professor Iguana. My PhD is in primitive herpetology. I've written some books, and I'm spreading the word all about the reptile world." Then he opened his case. There was a whole array of incredible literature on display. Crocodiles, turtles, lizards, snakes, chameleons, geckos. "Goodness sakes!" I cried. "The knowledge you have is quite comprehensive, for your selection is incredibly extensive. Could you leave me a book, and then I'll have a look and give you a call when I've read it all?" Though he truly struck me as fascinating, I found myself still hesitating, and thought that by deliberating, perhaps I'd stop equivocating. But when I glanced at him, he was looking down, shaking his head with a worried frown. "People," he said, "are rather odd. They act polite, but it's a mere facade. To you it may seem inconsequential, but to me it's simply incomprehensible. I'm hurt and perplexed, can't you see? What can explain your aversion to me? I'm no Adonis, I freely admit. My scales are rough and protrude a bit. My tail is long, and my skin is green, but I'm not ferocious, base, or mean. I am sorry, madam, if I give you the creeps, but beauty, you know, runs only skin deep. If you gave me the chance, I'm sure that you'd find that I'm amiable, sensitive, cautious, and kind." I was so ashamed that I hung my head. Then I turned to him, and I meekly said, "Professor, please hand me that book. I think I'll give it another look." So I looked at the pictures with an interested gaze and skimmed a few lines on the preface page. It was all about the distinctive traits of the rarest breed of Galapagos snakes. "Professor, I'll take it!" I eagerly cried. "My brother will love it! What a surprise! The kid, you see, is a reptile fanatic. If you autograph it, he'll be ecstatic." Well, Professor Iguana was almost in tears. "Madam," he said, "that's my first sale in years. How can I express my gratitude for your kindness and your change in attitude? I'm unspeakably moved, unutterably pleased that you've conquered your fear and surmounted unease. And now, there's one more thing you could do. kindly move to the left a step or two? You're standing on my tail, and I must confess, I am in a state of severe distress. Thank you.